welcome to another episode at Ewetopia Farms. Now my hands are cut to pieces and all my nails are broken. Nobody wants to be out in the fields anymore. So windy and cold. You don't want moisture getting on the corn. We're so close to being done. Let's get started. And as you can see, winter is here. And it's cold, it's snowing, it's windy, it's early, and it's going to be a fun day. Well, this morning, Arnie's loading corn onto the transport truck, I guess, to take it away. Our corn bin is full. We've got about 100 tons in that. But now we're just shipping away the excess. I think Cody's going to try get the last of the corn off the fields today because it's getting really cold now. We were off the fields for a few days because it went warm again and the fields were pure mud and you can't get the equipment through the mud. So he's out there right now and I thought I would help him out by feeding grain to all the sheep and feeding hay, and I let them out too. I was able to roll the bale that far from the back to here, and I have no gloves. So now my hands are cut to pieces and all my nails are broken. So I figure they have enough hay. They had their grain. And they got a lot of hay there. But this first cut wet hay, it's extremely heavy, and because it was too long when we cut it, like if you cut it short it would just roll right out, but it's like big long strings and they all wrap together and they wrap under the bale and you just can't pull it apart, especially without gloves. I figure if you had a X-Acto knife or something to cut the fibers or something, but not a good way to feed hay to your sheep if you don't have gloves on, that's for sure. And yeah, but they've got enough hay until this afternoon when he's done. So hopefully he'll appreciate my effort on that. All the other barns are fed and maybe we'll run out to the field and see what's happening. Well, I got to the fields just as the truck was pulling away. There goes our corn. I thought Artie would be in the field, but he's not here at all. So I'm always chasing and looking for people. Okay, right now I'm at the very last of our cornfields that has to be done. This is the one he's working on. The fields look a little different now with everything off. He's got a little bit more and it is brutally cold. The wind is awful. There's the farm back there. The sun's trying to break through, but it won't because it's total cloud today. And we are supposed to have a week of brutal temperatures now and snow. So we really hope that we can get this done. Roger borrowed our wagon for the summer and hasn't returned it yet, so I got to give him a reminder we need it back before the snow falls so we can get it stored away. When things come in, they come in fast. But this is the corn. I can hear them, but I can't see them. I don't know, it looks pretty spotty all over the place. Kind of weird cutting going on here. But they know what they're doing. Oh, I can hear it, but I can't see it. Oh, so cold. You just gotta love Canada. Scorching hot in the summer and brutally cold in the winter. Poor settlers. What were they thinking? He's got little patches all over the place. And then a little swath down there and he'll be done. Here he comes. Oh, time for the minus 40 degrees clothing. I just ordered a pair of minus 45 degree boots for working in the barn. So hopefully they'll do me this winter. I don't know where Arnie is. I thought he was back here, but I don't see him. But I see Cody. He's almost full, I think, because I can see the corn piling up above the combine. In these types of conditions, everybody wants to just get done and get home. Nobody wants to be out in the fields anymore.
We're just going back through the bean fields, and we're taking the wagons back. He's already combining. We just filled up a 40-ton truck, and the fields are frozen solid. Well, not solid. They're frozen about 2.5 inches of frozen ground today, this morning, so it's easy getting around. And he's waiting for the wagon, so I'm just going to get them back. And then we'll see if we'll probably get done combining today. So he thinks that both of those wagons behind me should carry about 15 tons per load. So that's how muddy it was the other day. I almost got stuck there. Now this land is my neighbor's property, and it's not tile drained. And right now we're going to move into my property, which is all tile drained. So these fields are all covered with sheep manure. Quite a good layer on it. And this is all going to be corn next year. This is where my corn will come from. So he's combining right back there. I actually see Lynn just drove back there with her car. So I guess we're going to have a little conversation with Lynn. Talk to you shortly.
And there's Arnie with some wagons. Somehow he was behind me. You wonder how these things happen. I'll see if he knows what the moisture was, or apparently I didn't hear what the moisture was on the corn, but I heard that the yield wasn't too bad considering how droughty it was this year. And you can see, I'm guessing it's not as good back here. The corn's pretty low. This is a really sandy, dry spot. So, but the rest of the fields were not overly bad. Did we ever find out what the moisture was or the yield or anything on the corn?
No, on the combine.
Yeah, but I can't talk to him on the combine. When you see him, you can ask him, so because I'm sure viewers want to know.
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I'm actually shocked how good the corn is. And how I can tell, when we're unloading the corn, the belts on the auger sag down about 3.5 inches on the pole. So I think the corn's, see right there, corn looks good. For a bad year, we've done extremely well.
Here he comes.
A little Santa cat.
That's right. Except Santa's cap is red, not yellow. Yeah, me too. And maybe we can get our wagon back and stored before the winter storm comes in. That's the sound of all the cobs going through as it's knocking the kernels off the cobs and spitting out the stalks. See how the corn's blowing? It's so windy and cold. Now he has to unroll the lids for these wagons so that he can fill them up. We had the lids on to keep the snow and rain out. You don't want moisture getting on the corn. Oh, I don't know if you could hear the wind, but if you could feel it, you wouldn't want to be here. No, this time he's not pulling a duck egg out of the field. It's a rock. That is brutal beyond belief cold. This feels like the Arctic, I'm telling you. loaded. He's gonna head back. He's really hoping to get it all finished today. Naturally making these little flower shapes, which is kind of cool, and I don't know what would cause that. Nature's art. That's where the sheep are, snug as bugs in straw. Sorry, the wind's blowing the camera out of my hands.
We're just finishing up today. We should be done in less than an hour. A little bit of snow coming down right now. And it's cold out. Just finishing up right now. A couple of the short ends down here. And next year, this will all be under beans. We'll have to chew down those corn stalks again. It's not a very nice job to get the fields ready for beans, but we'll leave it sit all winter and let it rot down, and next spring it should work a little better. So I just want to show you something. See that bale? Second cut alfalfa. the future of Ewetopia Farms. I am so sick of rat bales, it isn't funny. And actually, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to vent out about it. Because I'm going to vent out about the bad information you get from rat bales. I don't know who's making good rat bales, but I'm sure not. And all my neighbors aren't making them good either. That's the future of Ewetopia Farms. Dry bales of alfalfa, second cut. First cut dry bales, third cut dry bales. As much dry bales as we can make. I'm tired of the rat bales. Anyways, just purchased a new machine. Actually, it's a second-hand machine. It'll be here in a few weeks, and I'll show you what we bought. And that's what we're going to be doing next summer. Unless it rains all summer long. I'm just here tonight doing chores. Not much going on. Just looking if all the ewes are okay. So we're going to change. We're going to change the feed system next year. So I'm a little tired of the quality of hay I'm getting. Now this bale here is actually perfect. It smells like silage and everything. And not a drop of mold or nothing in the hay. So happy with that, but we're going to change everything next year. And we'll be talking about that. So, not in love with the rat bales. And I'll be honest with you, I'll tell you what I'm really not in love with. I'm not in love with going on YouTube and or seeing all these farmers that have perfect conditions on the rat bales, because none of my neighbors have perfect conditions and I don't have it either. We're going to do things different next year. That's one. I'll say one thing about farming. You think you're a farmer, you think you're a good farmer, but you never stop learning. Every year, you do something different. So, like I said in one of my previous videos, I have a new machine coming. Actually, it's not new, secondhand. I got a secondhand machine coming in. I haven't got it in the yard yet, so I don't want to talk about it because maybe that deal will fall through. It shouldn't fall through, but when I get that machine, I'll show you what I'm getting. Yeah, we're going to store the round bales next year differently, because our biggest problem with the round bales is wildlife in the plastic, like squirrels, the chipmunks, the cats, the raccoons, maybe even ravens, I don't know. But punched in the plastic, it's a major, major problem. So that bale there was excellent, and that's what I'm driving for. So we're going to change some things next year again. And we're going to make some different types of feed next year to hopefully have better feed for these sheep. So I'm just checking. I just turned these lights off. They're all fed over there. This is the first group to have lambs. So I'm kind of wondering why that ewe back there is on her knees, unless she's going to lay down, I guess. Not sure. Oh, she's the one with the sore foot. Okay, yeah, she always shows up. Anyways, so the one thing I would change with the hay, yeah, basically, I can never get cutting hay as quick as I want to get cutting. So that really has to improve next year. I have to cut the hay earlier at a better quality. And I'm really feeling it this year because I don't know if you remember our videos from a few months ago. It was so severely wet in the May and the 1st of June that you couldn't get on the fields. And as I couldn't get on the fields, that hay was getting completely out of control. Come on, Ben. And when I say out of control, what I mean is The hay was going to seed. It was headed out. It was way past the stage for cutting it. I didn't think it would be a really major problem, which most time it's not. But the hay was so coarse last year, it's a problem this year. But the sheep are still doing well. We probably just increased the grain a little bit, so they still have a good diet. And any hay they're not eating, we're just throwing it out. But I am a little excited next year because I'm going to change the whole routine. It'll be videos next June. And we're going to try to get better hay. So on that note, I'm going to call it a night. I'll talk to you later. So I'm just feeding 2 bales of hay this morning. And I think I'll go in and have a rum and coke. It's actually 2 good bales. Actually, this bale here has a little wet spot on it. But it's just on that side there. So I don't know if it was on the bottom of the bale. But actually, 2 nice bales. I can't believe it. 2 in a row. Yeah, if I can get hay like that, I'd be extremely happy. Because the hay's really irritating me. Now, all that there is all dry hay. So, dry bales are alfalfa second cut. And these are just grass bales. Which are actually good hay, I'll show you. Open it up just a little bit. See, it's actually good grassy hay. Nothing wrong with that. So as soon as these wet bales are fed up, we're going to start feeding dry hay. But yeah, I just wanted to make that point out. 2 good bales in a row. Extremely happy. Oh, what doesn't belong there?
Slash, what are you doing? Tell him what you called him and why.
His name is Slash. Slash? Why, honey? Because he's always...
Because he's a slasher. He's always got his claws out. And Slash is a rock star, too. Well, I guess we're going to call that a day. Thanks for joining us as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.